All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. From Sebring, Avery Walker and Nick Sorensen on the front row. Yannick Gunther, Simon Zierk on the second row. Max Gunther, Harry Volsmeer on the third row. Adam Barker and Joop van Tilburg on the fourth row. Rudolph Gunther and Mike Marshall round out the top 10. Joshua Mancuso starts in 11th, next to Cody Kennedy in 12th, Mike Dolling in 13th, and Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel starts in 14th. Everybody stacking up, let's go racing. Everybody stacked up on the back straightaway. Track temperature, same as what we saw in qualifying. However, midway through race 2, the sun will be down, the lights will be up, and we expect the track temperature and air temp to come down just a little bit. That will give the drivers a little bit more power, a little bit more grip, and a lot more speed. Out of the final turn, Avery Walker in control. Pace car is in. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. They are away at Sebring. And 3 wide as we head into turn 1. This is going to be close. Yannick gets the inside run into second. There is chaos back behind. Avery gets a good start. Yannick to second. Sorensen in third. Simon Zierk in fourth, Max Gunther in fifth, Adam Barker, Rudolph Gunther. Looks like Cody Kennedy made it through some of that chaos. Harry Volsmeer was caught up in it. He is way behind. Mike Dolling and Joop van Tilburg both have towed to pit road. Mike Marshall has as well. We'll take a look at the lap 1 incidents here in a moment. Avery Walker and Yannick Gunther out front. Sorensen trying to hold on in third, trying to get the first podium for a Mustang in NSS competition. Hey, thank you, Dazzy. I appreciate it. I usually do, but there was enough this week that I had to ask. The top 7 did get away from the chaos. Cody Kennedy made it through. Back in 8th, he's trying to close the gap. Harry Volsmeer in 9th, Nicole Creasel also appears to have made it through the early chaos. She is up to 10th. As they cross the start-finish line for lap 1, Avery in control, and Harry Volsmeer is on pit road. Here's his McLaren. May have had some problems. Let's take a quick look at the incidents on lap 1. Here they come into turn. Oh, Harry Volsmeer gets into the other McLaren. Get another angle on this. You see back behind Mike Marshall just had nowhere to go, and ouch, that was a hard hit for Dawling. Early chaos here at Sebring. Several cars already on pit road. Avery Walker still in the lead, starting to pull away just a little bit from Yannick Gunther. Sorensen still holds on to third, but he has Simon Zierk and Max Gunther right behind. Max in the Porsche, which most of the drivers did say in pre-race that that Porsche is the car to beat here this morning. And it looked like Mike Marshall is, whoa! Sorensen a bit wide through the first sector. Did appear Mike Marshall may have overshot that first turn just a little bit. The battle is definitely on, back behind. Nick Sorensen did have that bit of an off track. Cody Kennedy back in 8th, who survived the early chaos, is losing ground to that lead pack. Harry Volsmir, who made that quick stop, back in 9th, is starting to gain some ground. Despite that pit stop, he is closing in, but a 21-second gap is going to be hard to get there. Avery continuing to pull away. Yannick in 2nd. Sorensen holding on to 3rd, but Simon Zierk, Max Gunther, Adam Barker all right there. And definitely seeing a lot of different lines through that final turn. Each of these different cars making a different way through that final turn makes it a very good passing opportunity if you can get the momentum off that final straightaway. Avery Walker did set the fastest lap so far, 2 minutes, 0.99. First driver to get under the 2:01 mark. Harry Volsmir is back on pit road. Don't see any damage to the car. Harry definitely having some problems here in race 1. Now remember, the top 7 will invert going into race 2. Right now, 7th place, Rudolph Gunther will start the second race on the pole. Rudolph comes into the morning 2nd in points, just over 100 points behind points leader Adam Barker. Simon Zierk back in 4th, trying to close the gap on the Mustang of Nick Sorensen in 3rd. Mustang does have a little bit of an advantage on the straightaway over some of the other cars. But as we've mentioned and seen all season, that car definitely lacks a lot of rear grip. Here he is still sitting on pit road. He is going to lose a lap here. Avery's lead now 2.8 seconds over Yannick. Sorensen in third, just over a second behind Yannick. Simon in fourth, has closed the gap up just a little bit on Yannick. Max Gunther, Adam Barker still right there with them. Rudolph Gunther back in seventh. Cody Kennedy in eighth. And Joshua Mancuso has made his way into the top 10. He is now up into ninth. One of the rookies here this season has had a great start to his NSS career. Nicole Kriesel currently in 10th. The last few races we have seen Nicole overcome a lot of adversity and starting to get some really good finishes here. Look for her to be challenging for the amateur championship next season. This is the first season of the Pro-Am situation for NSS, and while Adam Barker leads the championship for the Pro class, Mike Marshall leads the amateur class championship. Mike currently running in 12th. Cody Kennedy second in points in the amateur class, but quite a ways behind. And Mancuso has come to pit road, seeing some unexpected pit stops here this morning. We'll have to talk to the drivers between races, find out what is going on here. Definitely an odd situation this morning. Normally we do not see a pit stop in the first race. Nick Sorensen is now caught up to second place. Yannick Gunther as Max Gunther is on the attack back behind. Max trying to get past fourth place Simon Zierk, but can't get the run. Simon will beat him onto the straightaway, and the straightaway is where the Porsche has a weakness. They do not have the straight line speed. Avery Walker's lead continues to grow now 4.6 seconds as it looks like Sorensen's going to challenge for second. Could not get enough of a run into turn one that time. If they start battling too much, Simon Zierk, Max Gunther are going to close in quickly. Max on the attack again. Down into that very sharp right-hander. This is where the Porsche will have the advantage. But Simon Zierk manages to hold him off for the moment. Now Adam Barker tried to make the attack on Gunther. Oh, Simon goes wide. Adam peaked for a moment for 3 wide, couldn't get there, but Simon lost a lot of ground. Now Barker on the attack. Barker sends it deep. Oh, they have contact. McLaren definitely has the advantage on the straightaway. It's going to be a drag race into the final turn. And Simon looks low. Can he make a move? Adam right up against that inside wall. Can't complete the pass here. Now Max will have the advantage on the inside. Max Gunther now to 4th, Barker into 5th, Simon in 6th. While they were battling, it has allowed Nick Sorensen and Yannick Gunther to get further away. Avery Walker's lead has continued to grow, now almost 5.5 seconds. Rudolph Gunther back in 7th, has gained some ground, and Cody Kennedy has had a problem back behind. Oh, Cody off into turn 1. Mustang does Mustang things. The back end just steps out in a big way. He quickly recovers but loses even more ground. Avery Walker continues to extend his lead, now 6 seconds. A dominant run here this morning for Avery. Yannick Gunther holds 2nd for the moment, but Sorensen back on the attack, looking to the outside and 1. Yannick holds him off for the moment. Adam Barker is now making his way up into 4th as they come by the lap car of Nicole Kriesel, and Mike Marshall has had another problem behind. Oh, Mike comes out of Sunset, gets the wall, runs all the way down it, hits hard and toes into pit road. Well, going into race 2, things are definitely going to be interesting this morning. Rudolph Gunther, as of now, will start on the pole. Max Gunther would start in 2nd. Avery Walker showing how dominant those Porsches can be this morning. could make that second race very exciting, with two Porsches starting on the front row, both members of Team Gunther. Barney waves the white flag for Avery one more time around. Avery's lead 7 seconds at the line. Back behind, the battle is still on for fourth, and Simon Zierk has reclaimed it. Yannick Gunther still trying to hold off Nick Sorensen in the Mustang for second. Simon Zierk now back up into fourth. Adam in fifth. Max Gunther in sixth. Rudolph Gunther in seventh. Cody Kennedy still holds eighth. Joop Van Tilburg back in ninth. And Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel still holds on to 10th place. Joshua Mancuso in 11th is closing on Nicole. Can she hold him off? Avery Walker now turns out onto the back straightaway. His lead 6.9 seconds over Yannick at the moment, heading into sunset. Avery is led from the drop of the green flag and comes out of sunset with the big lead. Avery Walker back in victory lane at Sebring. Yannick Gunther coming home in second, and for the first time in NSS history, sadly, a Mustang is on the podium. Let's talk to our top three. And we have to start with third place, Nick Sorensen. Nick, you just had to do it, didn't you?
I did it for you, Doug. I did it for you.
Well, man, I honestly thought we would never see these Mustangs have so little rear grip. I honestly thought we'd never see one on the podium.
Well, it takes a skilled hand, I'll say that. No, it's a fun car. It's like the Mercedes to me. But yeah, it's a little tricky. Can't drive it like the Porsches and the McLarens, but it's got some power. And is able to get third place today.
Well, man, definitely a great job. We know how much of a handful that car is, and just a great job. Great to see you back on the podium.
Hey, thanks, Doug.
Yannick Gunther comes home in second. Yannick, you had a fight almost from the drop of the green flag, but somehow managed to hold him off.
Yeah, it was really exciting and really fun. It was great racing with Nick. I got a bit lucky in some corners where I did mistakes. He, I think, did a little mistake as well, and then I was able to stay ahead.
Well, I have to say, we did see that, or we know rather, that the Mustang has a little more straight line speed and power, and that's something that the Porsche has been lacking all season with the big straightaways here. It had to have been hard to hold him off.
Yeah, it was. The straightaway speed is the thing they forgot to build into the Porsche. So, yeah, you have to focus on the exit and hope you have enough, difference in and can get away before he can catch you.
Well, it definitely worked and paid off, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Avery Walker, back in victory lane. Avery, back in victory lane. What an impressive and dominant run.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. A lot better than the officials that I did this week. So happy with that.
Well, you definitely have to. It was a great run, and you managed to just check out from the drop and hold that big lead throughout the race. You even kept pulling away.
Yeah, that was, I sort of used the tires at the very beginning to build a gap, and once I had like 6 seconds, I just tried to maintain that, and that worked out. But it's going to be very different for a race 2 because I'm going to be in all the traffic.
That not only that, but you mentioned had to use the tires here in the early going, and now you're going to have to conserve them to a degree.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the tires did not feel good at the end, so this is more than double that distance. I think people are going to be struggling.
Will it be a 4-tire stop this morning is the question.
I don't know. I think people, personally, I'm probably not going to take tires because you spend so much time taking them. It usually doesn't work out, but we'll see.
All right, man. Congratulations. Good luck in race 2.
Yeah, thank you.
So now going into race 2, Avery Walker will have to start from 7th place. Definitely going to make for an interesting one, as it looks like Mike Marshall is going to go out for warm-up. We'll leave you watching him for just a moment. I will be right back with you. And Dazzy and Pudsey cheering on Avery for pulling off the win here. My apologies. Had to run to the snack bar and get some more water. Just about 40 seconds left to go. Then we are back racing here at Sebring. And as you've noticed, it's going to be under the lights. Track temperature has come down just a hair. Now down to 79 degrees, air temp holding at 78 for the moment. Under the lights, things will definitely be a bit different here at Sebring. Let's find out who can get the job done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race 2 at Sebring. Rudolph Gunther and Max Gunther have the front row in the Porsches. Adam Barker and Simon Zierk on the second. Nick Sorensen and Yannick Gunther on the third. Avery Walker, after winning race 1, starts in 7th next to Cody Kennedy in 8th. Joop van Tilburg starts in 9th, Joshua Mancuso in 10th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel starting in 11th next to Mike Marshall in 12th. Mike Dolling and Harry Volsmere round out the 14-car field. Everybody stacked up behind the pace car. Pace car leading them down. Team Gunther in the Porsches out front is definitely going to give those two drivers a bit of an advantage here. And will we see more chaos in turn 1? Green flag is in the air. Rudolph to the lead. 3 wide as they head off into 1. Adam Barker up against the wall. Max Gunther has the run. Rudolph slipping back into 3rd. No problems in turn 1. Adam Barker, Max Gunther battling it out for the lead. Max has the advantage coming off onto the short straightaway. Rudolph almost went off track. Opened the door. Simon Zierk battles for 3rd. What a battle. Adam gets a little squirrely. And Max Gunther takes the lead for the moment. Adam Barker now to 2nd. Oh, we've got cars off track. Yannick Gunther, Nick Sorensen both off. Simon Zierk now in 3rd. Rudolph Gunther slips back to 4th. Avery Walker up to 5th. Joop up to 6th. Joshua Mancuso in 7th. Harry Volsmere already up 6 spots into 8th. Man, Harry is sending it here this morning. Almost got into Mancuso's back bumper. Nicole has had a problem as well, back behind. Definitely going to be a wild one here in race 2 as Max Gunther leads lap 1. Let's take a look at the early incidents. Yannick Gunther in the Porsche. Oh, looks like he just turns in. Look like him and Sorensen got connected. Let's take a look from the blimp. Oh, Sorensen slow out of the turn. Yannick just gets into him with nowhere to go. Nicole Creasel also had a problem a moment later. Slides off the track, back on the power. And then coming out onto the back straightaway, just a little too wide. Back in, steps out. She quickly recovers and gets going again. Max Gunther still has the lead, but Barker right on his bumper in second. Simon Zierk not far behind in third. Avery Walker now up into fourth. Yoop right behind him in fifth. Harry Volsmir now up 8 spots into sixth. Harry on maximum attack here. Simon Zierk just set the fastest lap of race 2 so far. Track temperature still holding about 79 degrees. Air still about 78. Just a couple of degrees cooler than what they practiced in. But that little bit cooler temperature could make the difference and cause some faster laps, as it looks like Avery Walker, Joop Van Tilburg, and Mike Dolling have had a problem behind. There's Walker as they go off through turn 1. Oh, Walker goes way wide, and everybody follows him around. There's Yoop as he goes off into turn 1, right out by the wall, just swings a little bit too wide. Both Dolling and Marshall did the same thing. Max Gunther still has the lead, but Simon Zierk is closing in from third. Avery in fourth, also gaining ground. Oh, second place, Barker goes way wide in turn 1. And he's likely to have a slowdown, just a small one, but it could bring Simon even closer. Avery back in fourth has started to pull a little bit of a gap on Joop Van Tilburg. Harry Volsmir back in sixth is just almost caught up to Joop. Can he get past and move into the top 5? Simon Zierk continuing to close in on the top 2. Avery is catching up to Simon very quickly. Now just about 1 1/4 seconds behind Simon. In fact, last time by, Avery was the fastest on track. Harry Volsmir right behind Joop, just over 1 second back and closing. And Avery Walker just set the fastest lap in race 2. Despite the track and air not being very much cooler, the lap times continuing to come down. Rudolph Gunther and Josh Mancuso have had problems. Mancuso right there behind. Oh, Mancuso gets loose. Rudolph just shot wide. There's Mancuso in the blue Porsche. Back in, just steps out on him. He manages to keep it out of the wall. Great save. Avery Walker has just about got the back bumper of third place, Simon Zierk. Oh, Upan Tilburg back behind. Coming out of that corner onto the long straightaway. He is pushing it. However, right behind him is a hard-charging Harry Volsmere. Harry already up 8 spots since the drop of the green. We saw Harry having problems during race 1. He is definitely making up for it here. Avery right on Simon's bumper. Adam Barker right on Max Gunther's bumper. This top 4 still battling all the way around the track. Could change the top 4 at any moment. Harry and Yup not that far behind, about 3 1/4 seconds. Yannick back in 7th, has Nick Sorensen in 8th, closing back in after Sorensen's earlier problem. He is making his way back toward the front. Rudolph Gunther back in 9th as Mike Dalling on his bumper, and Mike Marshall right there with them both. Marshall in that Corvette. If nothing else, man, that Corvette looks like a fast car. And it definitely is one of the best for straight line speed. Mike Dalling moves into 9th as they come through Sunset onto the... Wow! Rudolph pushed it right out to the wall. Max Gunther still leading, but for how much longer? Yannick Gunther in 7th as Sorensen closing quickly on him. Remember, Sorensen not that long ago was back in about 12th place. Has already fought his way back up into 8th. He is one of the fastest cars on track right now. Max Gunther still has the lead. Adam right there with him, but just can't get the momentum to take it from him. Avery Walker now back into third. Simon Zierk in fourth. Yoop still holds on to fifth and has pulled a little bit of a gap on sixth place. Harry Volsmir. Yannick Gunther in seventh. But he now has Sorensen right there with him. Remember, the Mustang has problems in the turns. The Porsche has problems on the straights. These two cars just about diametric opposites. Ford has the straight line speed but struggles through the turns. The Porsche has the handling advantage but struggles on the straightaways. Avery Walker in third is closing the gap on the top two. Nicole Kriesel is on pit road. This is a little early. Nicole Kriesel may be out of the race. She can't see at night. Nicole, what I have done in the past is turned up the brightness on the monitor. I don't know if that'll help or not. Sorensen back on the attack. This battle back and forth with Yannick Gunther. Mike Marshall on the attack has moved into the top 10. But Rudolph trying to go back around, couldn't get the momentum on the straight. Nicole does point out it is definitely sometimes a struggle to see in these cars at night, especially if you're all alone. Unfortunately, none of the cars at the moment, everybody currently in a battle. Nicole is back out on track. Let's ride along. As you see, she is coming down the back straightaway. The car obviously has some damage. This straightaway does have a little bit of lighting to it, but parts of the track further back do not have any lighting. Does look like Nicole will need to bring it in. And she makes the hard right turn onto pit road. Riding along with the leader, Max Gunther, as he comes down the back straightaway. We'll take a lap with him. Bear in mind, he does have Barker on his bumper, adding to his light. Obviously, a lot of lighting on these two straightaways as he comes across the start-finish line. Setting it up down into turn. Holy cow, he gets a little squirrely on entry. Heading down into the second turn. A little bit of lighting as they come under the bridge. There is lighting throughout this track at different places, but there are some parts where it's just very dark and can cause problems. Not to mention, it does mess with your depth perception, especially if the car behind starts blinking his lights. Things definitely get trickier and harder in the night. Avery Walker in third is all over the back bumper of second place. Adam Barker Joop Van Tilburg still in fifth. Harry Volsmeer back in sixth. Nick Sorensen up to seventh now, has gotten some distance between him and Yannick in eighth. Mike Dolling now up into ninth. Mike Marshall in 10th. Rudolph Gunther, though, closing back in on Marshall. Mancuso back in 12th. Kennedy in 13th. The top three all within a second of each other at the moment. Simon Zierk almost 4 seconds back, but he has started to make up a little ground. Fifth place, Joop Van Tilburg also closing in on Simon. Pit strategy today is definitely going to be interesting. As we heard Avery mention, he really used up the tires in race one, but he wasn't sure he would change the tires on pit road. They do have to make that fuel stop, and we are approaching the halfway mark. Max Gunther has led since the first lap, taking the lead early. You have to wonder, with Adam Barker and the winner of race one, Avery Walker, right behind, how much longer can Max hold them off? Barker looked like he took that last turn a bit wide. Avery to his bumper. Can Avery make the pass on the outside through turn one? There's still some. Nope. Adam finally pulls clear. Now Avery to the inside. The McLaren managing to power out of the corner just a little better. But the battle is now on for second place. Exactly what Max wants to see in his mirror. That Porsche definitely has an advantage here. Mike Dolling now up into ninth as he closes in on Yannick in eighth. Nick Sorensen in seventh has almost caught Harry Volsmeer in sixth. Joop Van Tilburg at the moment in fifth has about 5 seconds back to Harry, but is also 2.25 seconds behind fourth place Simon Zierk. Simon about 3.8 seconds behind the top three. But as they continue to battle, he will get closer. Rudolf Gunther has had a problem behind. There's Rudolph. Oh, overshoots, clips the grass. Hard hit into the wall. He does get it rolling again and gets back on track. I'm willing to bet he is on pit road when he comes back by. Hey, good morning, Shazzy. Max Gunther's lead is starting to grow now, 1.5 seconds, as Adam Barker and Avery Walker battle for second. Simon Zierk back and forth, was gaining some ground on the top three. For the moment, though, they are pulling away again. Avery still right there with Barker. Can he get enough of a run, though? That Porsche is going to struggle on the straightaways. Adam definitely gets a better run out of the penultimate corner onto the back straightaway. The McLaren has the advantage here, but Avery managing to stay in his slipstream. Nicole Kriesel has had another problem. She has gone to pit road. Remember, Nicole mentioned she has problems seeing at night. Oh, into the second turn, misses her braking point and finds the tire wall. A heartbreaking morning for Nicole. Joop Van Tilburg has had a problem. He is going to pit road. He was kissing the wall down the front straightaway and just pulls it over and calls it a day. Harry Volsmere has gone to pit road. My pleasure, Shazzy. Hope you're having a great day. The battle is on for second. Avery had a run for a moment, couldn't complete it. Max Gunther is loving seeing this battle in his mirror. He is pulling away little by little. Josh Mancuso has completed his pit stop. Harry Volsmere has also completed his stop. The top three continue to stay out. Simon Zierk is coming in. The question now, will we see tire changes? Simon almost to his pit stall. He hits his stall. He is up. Simon Zierk is taking tires. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Shazzy. So pit stop's underway, and we may see multiple strategies here. Don't forget to come back tonight at 7:30 Eastern, BRR's final recruitment race tonight from Vegas. Who will get lucky tonight? Cody Kennedy is on pit road. I expect 4 tires for the Mustangs. He is up 4 tires. Nicole, I'd say you're doing pretty well, especially for someone who can't see at night. Avery Walker finally won the battle and took second and is closing the gap on the leader, Max Gunther. Let's see if any of these Porsches, here we go, both of them are in. The top 3 are all in. Max Gunther, Avery Walker, Adam Barker. A painfully slow pit road. Adam Barker is up for tires. Avery Walker is not. And I don't believe Max Gunther took tires. And Avery wins the race off pit road. Max Gunther already on the attack as they come back up to speed. This will be quite a battle between these two. Nick Sorensen has not been to pit road and has therefore assumed the lead for the moment. Moving Mike Dolling up to second and Mike Marshall into third. Dolling has been quietly working his way through the field all morning. Mike Marshall also having a good run this morning, back up in the top 10. Avery Walker, who won race 1, back out front. Can he hold off Max Gunther? Adam Barker about 2.5 seconds back. However, Adam Barker does have fresh tires. Once they come up to temp, he may have a big advantage. Simon Z. Oh, Sorensen is on pit road. Mike Dolling comes out of the final turn. Dolling is in. Mike Marshall also on pit road. Sorensen is getting tires. We kind of expected that for the Mustangs. Dolling does not appear to be getting tires. I couldn't tell if Marshall did. Mike Marshall is getting tires. So after pit stops, they've cycled through. Avery Walker to the lead, Max Gunther in second, Adam Barker sitting in third. Simon Zierk in 4th, and Sorensen in 5th. Hey, good morning, Neko. I'm going good, buddy. How are you this morning? Avery Walker, who won race 1 with that big lead, struggling to pull away from Max Gunther here late in race 2. Adam Barker in race 3, Simon Zierk in 4th, Sorensen in 5th. Sorensen has had a good comeback here in race 2 after being involved in an early incident, has fought his way back up into the top 5, despite the fact that Nick is hindered by driving a Mustang. Harry Volsmere up into 6th. He is charged forward all morning as well after starting in 14th. He has fought his way to the front. The 2 Porsches out front by 3 1/4 seconds over the McLaren of Adam Barker. Nick Sorensen back in 5th has caught the bumper of 4th place Simon Zierk. Just under 14 minutes to go, and these 2 are definitely going to be going at it. Adam Barker should have the fresh tires up to temperature now, but he is not gaining any ground on those 2 leaders. You would think with the McLaren straight line speed and the lack of straight line speed of the Porsches, with several long straightaways here, that McLaren would start reeling them in, but that has yet to happen. Nick Sorensen now on Simon's bumper. Simon has held on to 4th almost since the drop of the green. But Sorensen's comeback and charge has been huge. How long can Simon hold him off? Mike Dolling is back up to 8th. Mike Marshall currently in 9th, and Marshall is closing the gap on Dolling. He is 9.5 seconds back. Will he be able to get there? This has definitely been one of Mike's best races this season. Yannick Gunther in 7th has caught up to Harry Volsmere in 6th. Harry had that big charge the first half of this race, but Yannick just on the attack right to his bumper. It's looking like we may have several late race battles. And Avery Walker has continued to pull away. He now has a 1 second lead on Max, and Walker just set the fastest lap of race 2 as Mike Dolling has had a problem. Looks like Dolling just slowed and stopped and did tow it to pit road. Not sure what happened to the Minister of Defense. Just under 10 minutes left to go, folks. Don't forget tonight, 7:30 Eastern, BRR's final recruitment race for the Cup Series comes from Vegas. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTubes. A lot of great stuff coming, some big announcements coming over the next few weeks, and we have a special event race coming up very soon. Be looking for all those announcements in the coming days and weeks. Max Gunther in second is unable to maintain Avery Walker's pace. Avery now has almost a 2-second lead. Adam Barker holds on to third. Sorensen now into fourth. 8.5 minutes left. Can Sorensen find the speed to get back on the podium? Simon Zierk back in fifth. He is losing ground to Sorensen. Harry currently in sixth. Still has Yannick right on the bumper. Yannick in seventh. Mike Marshall now up into eighth. Joshua Mancuso in ninth. Rudolph Gunther in 10th. Cody Kennedy back in 11th. Dolling in 12th on pit road. Yoop out of the race in 13th. And Nicole is out in 14th. Nicole was having a top 10 run, but ran into visibility issues in the dark. An unfortunate end, as I mentioned. Nicole had a great first race and was looking at another top 10 finish in race 2. Nick Sorensen in fourth, 6.3 seconds behind Barker. Sorensen is starting to gain ground on the third place car. Avery Walker continuing to extend his lead, now 2.5 seconds over Gunther. Adam Barker in third, about 3.25 seconds back, pretty much maintaining that gap at the moment. Despite the fact he did take tires. Nick Sorensen in fourth. having gotten past Simon Zierk in 5th. Nick trying to close that gap on Barker, but he may not have enough time left. Harry Volsmir in 6th as Yannick all over the bumper. Yannick now looking to the outside. Does he have enough of a run to go into the turn side by side? No, he lost ground. Yannick, though, still on the attack, still trying to fight his way past Harry. Mike Marshall back in 8th, is closing in on the battle ahead, but is way behind. Won't have time to catch him. And Cody Kennedy has had a problem. Cody Kennedy looks like he's coming into Sunset. And the back end stepping out, and he smacks that tire wall. He did tow it to pit road, but he knows better than to drive a Ford. Don't know what he was thinking. Dazzy, it definitely has been a great morning of racing. So glad all y'all could be here for this. Don't forget, this race will be on YouTube later today. And a lot of great racing, trucking, and other shorts on YouTube for you guys to check out. Nick Sorensen has made a big chomp. Last time by, he was a second faster than third place Adam Barker. He is now less than 5 seconds behind. I don't think he can gain that much ground in the waning minutes of this race. But you never know. Simon's managing to stay fairly close in 5th. Harry in 6th, Yannick in 7th, still battling it out. And Kennedy has had another problem. He had just come off pit road. Looks like he just pulls over and stops for the leaders. Avery Walker's lead now over 3 seconds. Avery's lead now almost 4 seconds over Max Gunther. Barker still holds on to third, but Sorensen's gap now less than 4 seconds. Sorensen rapidly chipping away. However, Avery should be getting the white flag next time by, and I don't know that Sorensen will have the time to get there. Sorensen 3.8 seconds behind Barker in third. Avery Walker heading toward the final turn. He should see the white flag this time by. And there's Barney the flagman waving the white flag one more time around for Avery Walker. Avery did win race 1. And I do believe this will only be the third time both races have been swept this season. Sorensen is on pit road. What happened? Holy cow, Sorensen out. Simon Zierk now back up to 4th. We were beginning to wonder if Sorensen had the speed to catch 3rd place. Adam Barker will hold on to 3rd. The points leader, another good points day for him. Simon into 4th, Harry into 5th, Yannick in 6th, Mike Marshall in 7th, Rudolph in 8th, Joshua Mancuso in 9th, Cody Kennedy will come home in 10th from the looks of it. As here we go, Avery into the final turn. He will pull off the sweep this morning. Another dominant win. Avery Walker dominates and sweeps at Sebring. Max Gunther comes across in 2nd, and Adam Barker comes home in 3rd. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with 3rd place, Adam Barker. Adam, a great points day and a great podium.
Yeah, really good there. Really surprised I could pull a 3rd out. It was definitely an interesting race. Now I've got a lot of practice, so just using the feel of the car and where I know the corners are, so wasn't very optimized around here. So it was good just to be fighting with the top 3. It's a shame I made a little bit of a mistake in the first race and lost a couple of places, but yeah, it was a really good race. Really. I'm really warm now. There was a lot of effort.
I imagine so, man, but it paid off. Great job today.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Hopefully, I get a little bit more practice for next week, and I can be more on the race times.
Hope so, man. Great job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Adam comes home in 3rd. Max Gunther comes home in 2nd. Max, that was quite an impressive run. I honestly, early in the race, thought you had the win.
Yeah, me too. But then there's Avery, and yeah. I mean, I kept up quite good after the pit stop, but I overdrove my car, so my tires got cooked, and I fell off.
That does happen from time to time, but still quite a great fight, and you guys had some great battles up there as well.
Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good racing.
It definitely was, buddy. Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you, Doug.
And finally, our winner, Avery Walker. Avery, you pulled off the sweep at Sebring. How you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, I feel like pretty great. I think that's a Grand Slam, maybe, right? If it's pole win, I don't know about fastest lap, but yeah, can't complain about any of that. That was awesome.
It definitely was, and it looked like you early on were struggling just a little bit with Max, but you finally managed to get past him. And once you did, you were just gone.
Yeah. Passing Adam in particular was really tough. I just had to wait for him to make a mistake. That was the only way I was getting past. And then made it up in the pit stop for Max, so I undercut him. And then he was right on me. I thought it was going to be like a dogfight to the end, but he said that he cooked his tires up, and my tires felt great the whole time.
Well, man, great job, especially saving those tires. You were definitely pushing it. Congratulations on the Grand Slam, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Avery Walker gets the win. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tonight at 7:30 Eastern for BRR Recruitment Viva Las Vegas. We will see everybody tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody.